Hey everyone, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I hope you're all doing something fun today. And Dad in Texas, happy Father's Day. Same with you. I hope you're doing something enjoyable. On this Father's Day 2025, no one in the household wanted to go with me to this, so I'm going solo. There's a small airport down the street from my house, believe it or not. And, you know, it's just a private plane type airport where little planes take off from, no jets. And I saw on my Facebook feed they're having a airplane car show today for Father's Day. So I'm going to go check it out. I think it's the first annual because I've never heard of it. So I don't know what to expect. It could be pretty cool or it could be totally lame. So anyway, we're gonna go check it out. I thought I'd bring you guys along. Just on a side note, I appreciate everybody supporting my channel and spreading the word. I'm a small channel, hoping to grow over time. And I hope people out there are enjoying my content. If you are, tell your friends about the Paul Man channel. And maybe one day I will tell you why I named the channel Paul Man. That's a whole nother story. So let's go check out this plane and car show here and see what it's all about. All right. Now on the way to the airport, you know, there's this homeless encampment, RVs, and it just makes me reflect on people in that situation. It really sucks that those people have to live out of vans and RVs alongside of a marsh. If I had the power to do something about it, I would, but I don't right now. At least I feel I don't. I know some of these people, probably 10% of them want to be there, and I'd say that other 90% don't. And I hope their future is brighter than it is today. As a Ferrari drives by. What are the ironic things of that? And a Corvette. Okay, we're here. I found parking. There goes a plane taking off. So this is the Marin County Noss Field Airport here in a little north of the town of Novato. And that's the town I live in. So it looks like they got a bunch of aircraft here to check out here on static on the runway. I don't see any cars yet though, but we shall see. Well, we're here and it's a little more impressive than I thought once you get past the trees. Check out these old I think it's a Charger or a Barracuda or a Challenger. Very nice, real clean, sounds awesome. Nice Mustang there. I don't know why everybody's leaving. This is supposed to go on till 2, but I guess my timing's good if everybody's leaving. Nice El Camino. Love that paint job. And the sound of the motor. A nice sounding motor there. Man, that paint job's nice. I think that's a 68, maybe a 67. Check out this 60s Thunderbird. This is so nice. I've always loved these cars. One of the earlier cars to have power windows and power brakes. And just look at the cockpit. It looks so awesome. It's really cool. like a fighter jet. And the steering wheel pops to the side when you want to get in. It's got the original retractable hard top here. And these things are an addition. Forgot what they called it. That's a sweet Thunderbird. And right next to it is like a 71, 72 Cadillac Continental limo. Wow, look at the room space in there and a place to rest your feet. Very nice too. It's a beast. Probably gets about 8 miles to the gallon driving that thing. 1970, I was off by a year, and this thing is crazy. Dad, you'd dig this. This is 4-wheel drive. And it's for sale. You could go up to Colorado mountains and do black bear in that if you're crazy. Hey, there's Elmo on the end too. And this Bronco's really nice too. Three on the tree. Very nice. Ooh, BSA. There's a beauty. Looks like a very nice. What year? 62. Wow. 62. That is a beautifully restored bike there.
Yeah.
Immaculate. Right here they got a Morgan.
Morgan, yeah, friend of mine.
3-wheeler.
Both these things. They imported it in pieces
Yeah.
to up here in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
And he was the head mechanic, put them all together.
Are they from South Africa? Or is it, that's the...
No, England.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess
South Africa is the Cobras that I'm thinking about.
yeah, I think they came in pieces to avoid import tax.
Yeah.
I forget what.
They do that with motorcycles, rare motorcycles.
Yeah.
You get the engine mailed to you, then the frame.
Right. Yeah. That way you don't have to pay that.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Beautiful car.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it looks like Francesco Panoli, you're right.
Couple of motorcycles there, Yamaha XS650. These things were, I had a friend of mine that had a 550 version of this in high school. They're pretty fun, but they rattle. They're not super smooth. You notice how the frame mount is directly in the engine. There's no rubber involved. It's pretty shaky bike, and it has drips oil, kind of like a Harley would. And there's another BSA. Wow. This is a 57. It's even older than that other one.
It was Christmas Eve in and the car overheated.
Wow, it's very nice. Beautiful also. Right next to it is a Jaguar E-Type. These are voted one of the most beautiful cars ever made. I think the Ferrari 250 GTO is also definitely as gorgeous. The lines on this car though are just awesome. And it came in at 6 or 12, and this is the 4.2 12 liter.
You needed actually
They were a little hard to handle because the rear end would kick out on you because the power. Look at the air filter. And all the side drafts.
Come on, we'll see if the club. All right.
You know, I'm wrong. This is a double overhead cam 6, not a 12. Here's all the specs. Check this out. Beautiful car. A nice TR6 right next to it. These have the straight 6s on. Beautiful car.
Oh, thanks. Why does it look so modern? What am I missing? Is it the wheel?
And I had a 72 240Z. And this motor is very similar. It's a straight 6 motor. Kind of the same motor that was in the 72 240Zs of the time.
Oh wow! I don't know what it is.
And over here is this Formula One style car, Ferrari of Denver. Another plane's taking off. Old Maserati here. Wow, this thing is beautiful. Damn. It's a Bentley. That is a nice looking car there, man. Look at the woodwork inside. It even still smells awesome in here. In the back seat. Wow, what a beautiful car. I wonder what that is. Very nice. Right next to a Cuda. This is a classic. This looks like it might be like a 66. Very nice. $273 Commando. Back when cars were easy to work on, you could, you know, pop the spark plugs out, change them out very easily. You could pop this off and put the new air filter in. Thermostat's right there. Hit my head on the hood latch. And the distributor. I know how to do all this stuff. I learned it in high school. And it has saved me thousands of dollars over the years. Maserati. This is a wild one. It kind of looks like a Jensen Healey. That's the rear. That's a classic looking interior though. It's got the, you know, the 5-speed in it, which for its time is pretty advanced. It looks like original paint too. It's like original paint on this thing. Look at that. Wow. Hemispherical head. Looks like a dual spark plugs. 2 spark plugs for each cylinder. Yeah, we got a Corvette. I mean a Cobra going by. I'm gonna film it going by real quick. Those are beast of a car. And if those are, I don't know if that's an actual one. If it is, it's worth over $1 million. I don't think I've ever seen this particular style of Ferrari though. I love the unrestored aspect about it. Look at that distributor cap. You know, when that breaks, you're gonna have an extremely hard time finding another one, because it's got dual power. I mean, look at all this craziness. Is this yours? I was just thinking, when that distributor company's replacing, what do you do? Home make one?
No, they're still available.
Really?
Everything's available for a dollar amount. So,
Because that is a rare breed there.
well, it's a 12 plug,
Yeah,
twin plug.
yeah, notice that.
No, it runs
How's it run?
fine. Even though I keep on, compared to everyone else's, beautifully restored cars.
Yeah.
Mine's original. Sometimes I'm thinking about starting, just stripping down the engine bay and clean it up and.
I
repaint it.
personally like it like this.
I did this painting about 30 years ago, but the other side started peeling off.
But I love the fact that it's original, and I think a lot of other people would too.
No, you're probably, it's 2-to-1 in favor of leaving it alone.
Yeah, I mean, you don't, because everybody restores everything.
Yeah.
I could tell it's original paint too.
Yep.
Pretty awesome. I don't think I've ever seen this exact model before out in the wild.
Yeah, they made 900, including convertible. 130 convertibles and 820 coupes between.
And that's it.
1964. They did 1 or 2 in 1970. Seriously.
1 or 2?
Yeah. Well, this is like 1 or 3 or 4 in '69. The run was running out. They were replacing it with the Ghibli that came out, the big V8.
Okay.
And so I just think there's some things about this car that are not consistent with the model.
Let's see.
Because they made it with parts still sitting around at the tail end of their production.
That makes it even cooler.
Yeah. The convertibles came with a solid fender.
Okay.
See it. The coupes came with a vent system.
And this has a solid.
On the side.
Yeah.
I don't have them.
Yeah, it'd be right here, right?
Yeah, I don't have them. I have a center vent from the front. But the convertibles were like this, but not the. And I thought, how can that be? And I just think that '69, they're at the end of the run.
Yeah.
So they probably just put them together and sold them, which is fine.
Yeah, that's cool. So how long have you owned it?
31 years.
Wow.
I took a picture of it at the 1964 International Car Show in San Francisco.
It was there?
Oh, yeah, and I thought someday I'm gonna buy one.
That's awesome.
So I found one, and 30-something years
Where
ago.
did you find it? In this country or out?
It was purchased by another person. I was living in Montreal.
Okay.
She had some rust underneath the car.
Right.
From there, it's life. And I bought it from him in Houston.
Got it.
And paid a whopping $12,000 for it then.
That's like late 90s? Roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mid-90s.
Early 90s. Yeah. But they weren't, they weren't that popular. At least any car, even the
Well, I
Ferrari.
think your investment paid off. I know it's worth more than that.
Oh. Yeah, well, it's a big roller coaster.
Well, yeah, if you take it down to Monterey.
Now I can look for a deep pocket and someone that's some 30-year-old multi-millionaire with a deep pocket. And
There's plenty of them at the Monterey Historics down in, I used to go to those auctions. What do these plaques say? Just air stuff?
What's that?
All these plaques here? Is it about the smog?
No, there's no smog in it.
I was going to say.
No, there's no.
Italy doesn't have the smog.
No, not in '69. There was nothing important. All this, I want to replace it, and I'll leave it alone. I'd love to find a way to re-glue it, but it's just been stretched out. And I just leave it alone.
Yeah.
How many cars have a leather engine hood underneath?
Not many at all.
Most people put the aluminum.
Let's see if I can get closer. Do you drive it very much anymore?
Every weekend. About 30-40 miles, Highway 1.
It's not a garage clean then.
Huh?
No garage
I don't
cleans.
believe in it. I don't sip wine and stare at it.
I agree.
No way. I'm a driver. That's what they were built to be. And if you don't drive them, they start leaking. And that's a fact.
Really?
Well, all the seals dry up.
start drying up.
Yeah.
And you have big problems. So you got to drive them.
That's the same with all the Porsches and stuff. So you go up Tam Junction there?
I go out Marshall Road.
Oh.
From Marcia to Marshall.
Yep.
Hang a right and go to Nick's Cove.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking
Go into
about.
the parking lot where they launch kayaks.
Yeah.
Turn around, just use the restroom. I usually
It's a great ride.
And then from there, straight down to Stinson.
Nice.
Over Panoramic and home. Pretty beautiful drive.
It is.
And if you want to talk about having a car show, people love seeing it
Oh yeah.
there than these things. These
Yeah,
these
yeah.
shows. You know, I drive out to Point Reyes Station if people want to come out and take a picture of it or something.
I ride a motorcycle and I do
You're
those
one of
roads
those,
all
huh?
the time. Yeah. I used to be in the 80s. I was a Sunday morning guy.
I get a little nervous when they're at high speed coming in the opposite
I
direction.
stopped because I realized I was a teenager and I realized I'm going to die if I do this.
Yeah, there's
These
been a
guys
few
are
out there.
insane.
Yeah, a few of them.
So I remember I was going by Bolinas and I was probably doing like 80 and a guy went by me like I was standing still.
Yeah.
And I said, that's it, I got to stop
I was
this.
at a friend's house in Bolinas near the whatever that water room area.
The mesa there, yeah.
Right there off the Stinson and
Yeah.
yeah, some guy lost it, went right into it.
Oh yeah.
There are fire trucks, rescue trucks out there trying to pull him out of there. 'cause he probably went out
Unfortunately,
about 30 feet.
people die all the time out there. They don't publicize it very much, but
Yeah.
back in the 90s, two guys came over from Dogtown over those
Dogtown.
roller coaster
Yeah,
blind hills.
Yeah, the chicane. He'd come
There was some, I don't know what they hit, but they hit some. They both
Yeah.
died.
No, that's my drive. I have a TR6. So I
Oh, do you?
my alternator.
That's not that other one?
No, I can't drive two here, so
That's another classic, straight six.
no, that was mine.
But you got the Lucas electronics in there, huh?
Electric. Yeah, it's been a good car.
No, I know. I'm just making a
Like
joke
not
because
anything,
British electronics were not so good at back then.
So anyway.
If it runs, right? Well, thanks for bringing that car out. It was beautiful. And getting it out there, not letting it sit.
You don't want to have that happen.
No. Well, a lot of people don't agree with you.
What year is this?
Nice talking to a gentleman about his car. As you heard, there's less than 300 of these in existence. Just a cool car. And right next to it, we got an IMSA style beast. Martini BMW 1999 FIA 3-liter sports racer. Wow. That thing looks like it'd be so much fun to drive. Look how low the air dam is to the ground for maximum downforce.
You gotta wait 2 hours.
Beautiful. And there's a little open wheeler. And then a Ferrari Dino. You don't see these every day because these have become quite valuable also. It used to be you could get a Dino at a, for a Ferrari a decent price 30 years ago. Not the case anymore. But look at the line, look at that back window, the way it's curved. It's a beautiful car, man. I'm not sure I love the silver, but that's just a personal thing. I think Ferraris need to be red. Look at the wheelbase too. Very long wheelbase for a small car. And what do we got here? Right next to this? This is like a... I don't know. Oh wow, it's a Ford. A Ford. This is another one, all original. Look at the steering wheel in there and the dashboard. Very nice. 33 Phantom. Ford Phantom. Look at this Impala. This is, holy crap, this thing is immaculate. Wow. What a beautiful restoration job on this. Gorgeous. No seat belts, I just heard the guy say. Seat belts didn't get introduced to cars into the mid-60s. Look at the wing on that. All you lowriders out there, you're just salivating on this one, huh? A few weeks ago, I was in Mission District and filmed the Carnival Parade, and there were a ton of Impalas in that. If you guys want to see that, that's on my channel. But it's the opposite of this. They modify them all. This is the motor.
Anything half your size is going to go over the top of anyway.
Exactly. My brother and I
DC.
used to ride around.
Beautiful.
Rear deck, pushing the back seat, lay up and down.
Really nice. Sounds like this guy might be one of the original owners. Talks about his brother riding around. This is probably his parents' car or something like that. It's a Martini Porsche. I made a model of this car in high school. I made a model of this car when I was in high school.
I have a slot car that I got on. I found some guy in Europe had this slot car on it. It was
Yeah.
the number 8,
Yeah.
like the real one.
Yeah.
And I badgered him for a year, and he finally said, "Okay, I'll sell it to you." So I got a slot car. I got a bunch of little models of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah. Well, my last name's Rossi, so I figured.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, so I can get away with the martini.
That's awesome.
If you want to open the door, I think it's unlocked.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's not. I mean,
Do you race it anymore, or?
I haven't, but I was just talking to a guy about starting to do vintage racing.
Yeah,
So the problem is, I don't want to screw it up.
I understand.
I don't want to fall it into the wall. So
I knew a guy that had a 250 GTO. It's worth, $30 million. He would race it all the time.
well,
I was like, but he's got deep pockets.
and you can always fix anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the pockets, yeah, what the hell? Because
Yeah.
I've seen cars come out, balled up. You thought that's dead, and these mechanic or these body guys are like miracle workers. So why not? If you got the thing, fix it.
I was out at Sears Point. This is probably 20 years ago. I saw a Ferrari F50 crash, and the whole crowd went, "Oh!"
Yeah, everybody blind for that.
It'd be the same if this happened.
Well, for me, anyway, I've had it since '79.
Really?
Yeah. So,
That's awesome. It's beautiful.
thank you.
What year is it?
It's a 1970S.
A 70.
It's a
I would have
70S.
thought it was a little newer than that. But
No, it's a long hood, but because the car that you had a model of was from '73.
okay.
That was the Targa Florio winner, the number 8. It had these stripes, and so but these were my numbers when I raced it with the Porsche Club.
Awesome.
So it's kind of like an homage to that car, but.
Yeah, in high school, I grew up in Mill Valley,
Oh, okay.
and this was like the daily driver for a lot of people in Mill Valley. And it was like I was lusting over him for a long time.
Well, it's funny. When I bought this, I think I was 19 when I bought this, and I basically sold my soul to buy. I bought it for $7,200.
Wow.
And it was a hell of a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
Now the wheels are worth more than that.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious. When I raced it, it was never crazy worth that much.
No.
Through the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
It was never worth all that much. And then when it started to go crazy, it's like, do I really want to take this to the track?
Yeah.
So, but again, on the other side, it is a blast. Just driving out to things like this is kind of what I'm into. So,
It's awesome.
yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you brought it. Is this the first time they've done this?
No, I guess the first year was 2023.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody too. I had somebody called me and said,
I
"Hey,
live in
come on
Novato, and I never knew this
And I'm
existed.
just in San Rafael. I'm like
Yeah.
15 minutes from my house. I'm there, Yeah, and of course, there's all the things that Vintage Oaks that they have every weekend.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
gone out there several times.
But I guess not this weekend, but the weekend after it's just Porsches.
Oh, they're having a Rennsport edition?
No, yeah, I guess a mini. But I guess I was just talking to one of the club guys, and he said, no, now it's on the 4th week. Just the Porsche guys show up at the what is it? Not Pete's, it's Starbucks.
Do they not let the other guys in?
No,
It's only
I think
Porsches?
no, it's just the club.
Oh, okay.
So it's just the club
I
that shows
see.
up. Anybody shows up, shows up. I mean,
Okay.
of course, but the other one got so giant, right? What are the Cars
and Coffee. Yeah, it's
so
huge.
giant that you have to get there at like 6 o'clock.
Oh, I know. The times I went there, I got up really early.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, I go a couple of times here and there, but this was nice because there's so many.
Yeah,
different
this is
cars,
really cool.
So many great cars, and you know.
I haven't
and
gotten to the planes yet.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's a couple. The other guy.
I like
Yeah.
that biplane. I'm thinking to walk down there and check that out.
Actually, I'm gonna go see if that guy's there. He's got me.
Well, nice talking to
Yeah,
you.
you too. Thanks.
All right. And Ford GT. They don't make these anymore. All aluminum body. A lot went into this car. The modern version of the Ford GT. Fast car, man. And you see the back end.
Yeah.
Get an axle brake.
And you got a big military hauler here too. Very nice. And someone brought the Miata out. They have classes of those that race, and there's 70 of them competing against each other. This looks like a kit car. And then a classic Porsche. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have to edit this music out because it is copyrighted, so if you hear a voiceover, might be why. Beautiful car. Love the color. You know, funny story. I wasn't the greatest student, and in middle school, and by 6th grade, halfway through, I was kicked out of the regular 6th grade math class and went to where all the trouble kids are. And this guy, his name was Conroy. He was an ex-World War II bombardier. And this was in the 70s, so like 77. He was already probably in his late 60s, early 70s. And he was our math teacher. And he had this thing where he realized that there's a lot of math in flying planes. So he was teaching aviation as part of his math class. And he had this thing that if you were one of the top 3 students at the end of the year, I'm gonna hold off for 1 minute because this plane's flying away. Pause on my story. Okay, I can get back to my story. So he would teach you how to read the gauges, and a lot of that is math. So I was a troubled, student, and because of that, it made math interesting. And I actually learned a lot in that classroom because I was interested in the aviation and reading gauges. So he made it fun instead of a drag. So I was actually one of the top 3 students. And at the end of the year, he came out. It might have actually been this airport or the Petaluma one. And we were in a plane about like that. All the 3 top performing students. I got to sit in the co-pilot seat. And we flew all the way back down to our school in Mill Valley, and part of the deal was at lunchtime you'd fly over the playground and the lunch yard and kind of like wave with the plane's wings, and then we went up above Mount Tam. And the only memory I have of it is a small plane like that has nothing. It is not like a jet. It is very, very bouncy. It's like you're going along. It's like it's not like a smooth jet. And so if you ever get into a small plane for the first time, make sure you kind of have that in your mind that it's not going to be as smooth as a jet ride. But it was pretty cool, and I was proud of myself for doing that at the time. And that might be why I like planes. I wasn't a huge plane kid. I was more into cars, but I still like the technology of them. They are pretty cool. And I'm standing in the right next to this huge. These guys obviously promoting something. SkyShare, so they're probably an executive type charter plane that you can either own or own part of. It says choose your time machine every trip. That's their motto there. A lot of plane action going on now. And there's a little private Cessna. You guys promoting the service or the plane? Or both?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably more so the service by showing off the plane.
Looks pretty luxury in there.
It's nice.
Yeah. Cool.
For you and 9 of your buddies.
So you charter it out to wherever you want to go in the country, or
Yeah, we mostly do the fractional ownership, so kind of like a
timeshare? Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
And then we charter it out too if you don't need to use it much.
So how many people are involved in a timeshare? 10, 12?
We do, the smallest we go is 16th of shares.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you have a schedule when you want the plane?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but we have 8 or 9 PC-12s, so it's usually never any issues with like overlap with other clients. And
Yeah,
stuff.
that's cool. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like it. Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on around here. So this is the timeshare plane you can get. I'm gonna go check out this biplane. Probably a big stunt plane. Got the rotary engine. Shock absorbers, filler plug inside. Boeing Airplane Company. Let's say the year. Oh, there it goes. That's the one I was hoping to catch take off, but it was, the buildings would have been in our way anyway. This is a cool plane. The latest Mission Impossible has a really great scene with these planes. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's pretty cool. And this thing obviously is some kind of stunt plane. There's another plane taking off. I wonder what this shroud's for. I guess to keep the engine cool? Or warmer? No, it'd be warmer. It's just blocking the airflow. I guess certain times of years you'd put that on. World Cup of Aerobatic, 1994. It's got the radio. Look, you see how tight that cockpit is? And just looks like a Maserati bird cage there with all the welded framework. But man, you got a lot of stuff in a small amount of space. Marin County Fire Department is out here. Got a brand new Super Duty truck here, all outfitted out. And the fire bulldozer that moves all the brush aside. You need those when you've got a big forest fire. That is for sure. And that says PG&E. Does PG&E have a helicopter? I imagine. I guess they do. This looks like it's kind of longer than you'd see the Vietnam type helicopters. The name of them is escaping me right now. But this is obviously a fire putter outer. It's got the big tank underneath. There goes that plane. So this thing must suck up water from swimming pools. Is that for fire, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's obvious, right? Does that suck up water?
Yeah, that's the suction into the tank, and the tank will drop down as it fills up.
Oh, it will. It's like, that's cool. Wow. Hopefully you won't need it this year.
It's like a dog.
Wow, look at all these controls in here. Crazy. Gotta know what you're doing to fly one of these, you know. I might be able to do it if I had to, but I wouldn't even know how to start it. That's the problem. If it was already starting, maybe. But then again, probably not.
Oh, sure. Here, let's get a picture.
Happy Father's Day, everyone. And they got all their fire engines on display here. Hopefully we won't need any of these this year. The Marin County or the Novato Fire Department. I like the logo of Mount Tam in it. Used to ride my bicycle down those roads all the time. This is a big one. It's got the dual driving wheels in the back. International A26 Beast. And these are all the water pressure to the hoses. And very nice. These are the feet that come out. Hydraulic feet support everything. That's a big one. And the Novato guys are leaving. They don't have any emergencies to go to right now. I was gonna follow this guy, but he's not going anywhere. And the ambulance is there. Unfortunately, I have an experience with that 3 months ago when I had a kidney stone. For those of you who don't know, I had a kidney stone and it was unbelievably painful. And I had no idea it was a kidney stone. I just knew that I was in agony. And after laying and walking and moaning for 10 hours, I told my wife, I said, I think I need to go to the hospital. And she's like, okay. And then I, like, within 30 seconds, I'm all, I don't think I can even walk out of the house. I think you need to call an ambulance. And I, you know, obviously we called an ambulance, and it was probably that particular one that we just saw driving away. And there's, you know, for those of you that ever experience this, which I pray you don't, I would highly recommend calling an ambulance. For the main reason is you can get pain medication on the way to the hospital. Because I was in so much pain, it's hard to describe. I really can't describe it. It's like the worst pain you can imagine, constantly, over and over. It would go in these roller coaster waves that lasted about 30 seconds, but it was just unbelievable. Anyway, that's the story of the ambulance, and kind of depressing to think about because they said I have another one in my kidney now. I don't even want to think about it. They say it could stay there your whole life or it could come out tomorrow. But Yeah. If you ever experience that kind of pain and you have good insurance, take an ambulance. Oh, the other benefit about taking an ambulance, when you arrive in an ambulance, you go straight in. You get a bed right in. If you go to the emergency room on a busy day, you might be sitting there for hours, moaning in pain. So there's definitely some benefits of it. All right, back to the air show. I don't know what this is, but it's got some cool lines to it. It's got the little flip up, the lights are even going. A little curvature to the wing there. This is a good looking plane. I like it. And I don't know anything about planes. But it's got these wheel covers. It's got kind of almost like an Art Deco vibe to it, but even though it's modern. Pretty nice. And I don't know what the charging system is charging. I guess the ability to... I have no idea. Anybody that knows about planes, why is that being charged? What is being charged? Maybe the battery. Kids are steering the car, doing it with a manual push.
Okay, now left. We're gonna go right out that gate. Okay?
A lot of action out here on this Father's Day. Well, everyone, thank you for joining me today on this Father's Day 2025. Everybody's kind of winding down and leaving, so my timing was pretty good. Probably got other things to do after the afternoon. I appreciate you coming along with me today on this short visit, checking out the cars and the airplanes here at Knoxfield and Novato. If you guys are getting anything about my channel and enjoying what I'm doing, I go all over the San Francisco Bay Area and sometimes beyond and just film things that I'm interested in checking out. If you want to come along on the journey, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified of my uploads, hit the bell notification and tell your friends about Paul Man. And I appreciate you watching and giving me any comments. Have a great Father's Day. Peace.